Hi, I'm Coach Scott with Beginner to Finisher Training Systems. Today I'm going to give you 30 tips to help make your runs easier. How often should you be running? 4 to 5 days of training is plenty of time during a half marathon or marathon training cycle to get all your runs in. If you're not an elite runner, you probably need 2 days of rest, maybe even 3 days of rest, especially during a half marathon. If you're finding running difficult, this is number one on my list of things new runners should do. They need to implement a run-walk strategy, or I like to call it a walk-run strategy, especially if you're emphasizing more of the walking than the running. Walk-run strategy was originally coined by Jeff Galloway. This is a great thing to include during training. Ultra marathoners also use this as well because they go those extended miles. They've got to train their body under extreme fatigue conditions to go further and further and further and still give their body a little bit of a break between each running interval. So what you're gonna do here is simple, is if you're brand new to running, you're out of shape, you've never run before, any of these 3 types of situations, you can easily start with a walk 4 minutes, run 1 minute. Walk 4 minutes, run 1 minute. Continue this on for, this could be 5-minute intervals. So it's walk 4, run 1, that's 5 minutes. You can do that out times 4 and give yourself 20 minutes of that. So you would walk 4, run 1, walk 4, run 1, walk 4, run 1, walk 4, run 1. This is a great way to get started. You can also change this up by going ahead and pushing yourself up to walk 2 minutes, run 3 minutes, or walk 3 minutes, run 2 minutes, walk 4 minutes, run 1 minute, walk 1 minute, run 5 minutes. So eventually you want to get to the point where you've flipped it around to where it goes from running less, walking more, to running more, walking less. So you'd go run 4 minutes, walk 1 minute, run 4 minutes, walk 1 minute. You can change up this any which way you want to, but I find that the easiest way to remember this is to do it in intervals of 5. You can even do this in intervals of 10 minutes, which would be walk 9 minutes, run 1 minute, or eventually you'd go to run 9 minutes, walk 1 minute. You can also do this based on distance, but I find it easier for the new runners to grasp the time. It's a little bit harder for new runners to grasp the distance, more so I can go run for 5 minutes versus I gotta go run 3 miles. Running form. First of all, there's no such thing as perfect running form. Everyone's form is a little different. However, when you run, your arms need to stay, it should be hinged in almost a 90-degree angle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you should be here and not moving across the belly button part of your body, right here, the center part. There's some people that go a little further, it's okay. You just don't wanna be way up here, because what's happening when you're way up here is you're starting to rotate. You do not want to rotate through the hips. Running is not about rotation through the hips. You want a nice, steady right here, just like that. Head needs to be up a little bit, spine tilted forward, leaning forward, almost like you're slightly falling forward when you run. Shoulders need to be loose and tilted back just a little bit. You don't want to run with tight shoulders. You'll feel the tension and it will affect how you run and your performance. Also with running form, you don't want to have your head down here. When your head's down here, guess what? Your pathway is being shunned and shut down, so you're not breathing as effectively. People put their head down and forward in the end of marathons. If you go watch a marathon or watch the end of the race of a marathon, you'll see a lot of people down here struggling. Core is going to keep you upright and erect your entire run, and if you can't sustain that upright, erect, leaning slightly forward, the hunching is due to a weak core. You'll see a lot of people up here when they're running. Their muscles are clenched and they're up here, they're way up here. The reason why you don't want to do that is because you're putting extra stress on your body when you run, extra tension. You're exerting more energy and not even knowing that you're exerting this energy up here to hold these up here. You don't need to hold these up here. If you do that, it's okay. I'm not saying not to do that. You need to be aware and cognizant that this up here is actually wasting your energy. You need to be down here with free, open swings. Now you have a little bit of control here. You're not completely like this all over the place. You're more hinged. You're feeling the hinge there, okay? You feel the hinge. The only time you're gonna have your head tilted down just a little bit when you run for proper running form is when you're running trails, because you need a better scope or a better angle of vision when you're running trails to see what's down on the ground and below you, so you can avoid it during technical situations on trails. So instead of it being slightly lean forward like this, you're gonna be just a slightly drop like this so you can see more of the terrain in front of you. Make running a habit. Start early, especially with other family members in the house. Morning time is probably your best time to go run. Depending on where you live, it's the coolest time to go run. It does not take 2 weeks to form a habit. The quicker you identify with the new habit, like let's say I'm going to become a runner, the quicker you identify that you are a runner, the quicker you're going to take on that habit. This could be anywhere from 6 days to 90 days. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe. If you're a brand new runner and you're out of shape, you need to avoid speed work. You can include speed work If you're already relatively in shape and you're used to running and you have somewhat of an athletic history, I would recommend not using any type of speed work. These are intervals. After 4 to 6 weeks of running and your body's getting more used to running, you can slowly start including those in training once your body is adapted to running. A 30-second interval, run really hard and fast for 30 seconds, then walk for 2 minutes. You can also do a 60-second interval and even jog in between. Repeat this 8 times, just simple little things to include as speed work, but nothing fancy at first. Including speed work at first, especially with brand new runners that have not run and that are relatively sedentary and out of shape, this is where injuries occur every single time, so be careful. Another really simple hack if you're not feeling motivated to run is simply put on your running gear, don your running gear. Putting on your running shoes and donning your running gear will help trigger your sympathetic nervous system to help get you ready to engage in physical activity. Visualization is another great technique to help motivate you to run. Just simply close your eyes for 3 to 5 minutes before you run. Engage and actually think about you successfully making the run, successfully completing the miles that you want to put in, successfully completing that goal. Visualize how it feels, what it looks like. Visualizing your success can help motivate you a long way to complete your goals. Mantras and some affirmations. Affirmation is simply telling yourself every day that I am a runner. You can do this multiple times a day. This little thing actually is trying to set your mind to the fact that you're changing your identity or setting yourself up for a goal that you want to achieve. This can be, I am a runner. The whole fake it till you make it thing, it really does work. I know it sounds kind of hokey, but it's true. Don't quit, don't stop, I got this. You can say this over and over again while you run. Pick up some type of mantra. It could be any mantra you want. It could be don't stop, don't quit. A mantra will really help you when the going gets tough and you need something else to grab onto while you're making those very difficult runs. Don't drink alcohol the night before a run. I know this sounds obvious, but running with a hangover is not a fun thing to do. Alcohol takes anywhere from 24 to 72 hours to leave your body. And when you're out there on that run, guess what your body's trying to do? The body's trying to eliminate that alcohol instead of trying to optimize your run. That's why you feel so bad when you run with a hangover. You want to run in cooler weather. Cooler weather is going to help you run better, more efficiently, sweat less, and make you more productive when you run. Optimal temperatures range between 55 degrees Fahrenheit and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Celsius is, make sure you're getting enough sleep. This is imperative for running. Any physical activity you do requires you to get adequate rest the night before. It's self-explanatory, but get anywhere between 6 to 8 hours of sleep, 7 being the optimal point. Some people need more sleep, some people need less sleep. You can actually catch up on sleep. But depending on your body, your biological clock, it's going to depend on how much rest you actually need in order to perform optimally. Quit running fast and slow down. So if you're a new runner that's out of shape, you need to slow your runs down. Take it easy the first 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. You'll have your chance to speed up and go as fast as you want to. If you're already athletically inclined, you've already had some past running, you go ahead and run at your pace, but don't be the person that's the new runner that goes out there with the heroic attitude, I should say, and trying to give it all they can and then end up getting injured. Just be careful when you first start out. A warm-up before your run helps engage your sympathetic nervous system, which is your physical activity part of your nervous system. That will help you get ready to go run. Yes, there are people that will go out there for an extremely light jog as a warm-up. This is okay, and there's some people that don't even warm up when they run. They just start running. I tend to want to walk for at least 2 to 5 minutes, usually about 5 minutes before I start running, or start off with an extremely light jog for 2 to 5 minutes and then move into your run. Now, you'll see people before marathon races, half marathon races, even 5Ks, really giving it a good warm-up, even like they're really running. Now, those are gonna be your elite and super advanced runners that are very fast. They need that system to get engaged and warmed up quicker, so they're gonna start off slowly with the warm-up and get a little bit faster and faster with the warm-up and make it a pretty intense warm-up before they get to go run that 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, and the marathon. For most runners, you don't need a fast warm-up. You need an easy going warm-up. Easy terrain equals easy run. When you're first starting running and running has become difficult or running is hard, make sure you're running on a flat course. Usually parks are flat for the most part. Don't be running up a lot of hills. There's no reason to. You're making your life more difficult. Hills will help you increase your strength, but when you're a beginning runner, you don't need to include hills and all kinds of crazy course layouts to get a good run in. Make it easy, make it flat. It makes your runs a lot easier. Find a running buddy. So a running buddy can be a really good thing, especially if you're lacking from a little bit of motivation for running. As long as you have a running buddy that will help motivate you and not demotivate you, in other words, the person that actually is going to kickstart you, try to find someone at your own level. Although it's okay to run with someone faster or someone slower, sometimes the faster runners need to run with someone slower, especially on their easy runs. So even if you're a slow runner, that faster runner might want to meet up with you and be your running buddy because they need to slow down just a little bit during their easy run. Psych yourself out when you run. We've all had those days where we get up and we do not want to go run, right? This is a really simple way to psych yourself out to get you to go run. I've already mentioned donning your running gear, putting on your running gear to help motivate yourself to go run. To tell yourself, I'm just gonna go run for 1 minute, or I'm just gonna go run for 1 mile. After 1 minute is up, you can tell yourself again, I'm gonna go run for another 2 or 3 minutes, and just kind of continue this cycle. Before you know it, you might have already run for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and maybe a couple miles. This is a great way to psych yourself out. I do this occasionally when I need that motivation. If I can do it every day, it's not gonna work, but every once in a while I'll throw it in there, and guess what? It works. Listening to music. I mean, we all wanna listen to music. It helps pump us up. Some of us listen to podcasts, audiobooks, some of us just listen to music. Whatever your style is, just make sure when you're running with earbuds in or headphones on, try to run with only one in, the hear through option on, and the volume down. You still need to be aware of your surroundings just in case of emergencies, like a biker up on you, or heck, if you're on running trails, horses, you just need to be really careful what you're doing. If you're brand new to running, sometimes you're going to get those sore legs, especially the day after you run, and you need to throw in a rest day. Basically, your running should look like this: on, off, on, off, on, off. Run Monday, rest Tuesday. Run Wednesday, off Thursday. Run Friday, off Saturday, and even possibly off Sunday, then start the cycle again. Run Monday, off Tuesday. Run Wednesday, off Thursday. Run Friday, off Saturday, off Sunday. Until your body gets used to running, I would highly recommend doing this, especially if you're out of shape, you're not a runner, and it doesn't matter what level or what age you are, you need to make sure you're recovering properly. Most injuries occur because people start off doing too much too soon, or too fast too soon, or a combination of both of those things. So keep this in mind when you're actually starting to run. You don't need to run every day. Yes, there are elite athletes and elite runners and even advanced runners that run every day. You don't have to run every day to be successful. Make sure you start off slow, and then one of those days, if you want to do a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day running streak, go ahead. But I guarantee you this, you're not gonna be running hard on every single one of those days during those 30-day, 60-day, 90-day streak challenges. You're gonna wanna take it easy on some of those days. Memorize this phrase: seek motivation, embrace determination, discover resilience, and you will persevere. It's a good phrase to memorize. Helps keep your mind and your goals in line with what you want to accomplish. Take a good look at your close friends and family members. I'm not saying ditch your family members. I'm not saying ditch your close friends. Just sometimes running can become more difficult mentally, especially when someone else close to you doesn't run or doesn't understand why you want to start running, and especially spouses. Some spouses, something they don't want you to get in shape, but sometimes they feel a little jealous or left out if they're not getting in shape as well. Relay to them that this is something you want to accomplish, and they will help support you. I really didn't start running until I was 41. Yes, I ran 5Ks in my 20s and 30s, but I was not a serious runner. I didn't start running until 41. So my wife said one day, you want to run that half marathon, why? And I was like, well, just so I can do it. And she's like, no, you just want to do that because you want to put a sticker on your car. That wasn't the case, and I still do not have a sticker on my car. And it's okay if you have a sticker on your car. I have many stickers on my ice chest, on my wall, that I keep myself. Running clubs are another great source of motivation. Some running clubs charge fees, some are free. Cities all over the United States have running clubs, even over in different countries, the UK, Australia, anywhere in the world. If you want to find a running club, RRCA, that's who I'm certified through, my level 2 certification, they have a place on their website that you can go to. I'll put the link here. You can go find a running club in your local area. One of the benefits of joining a club, not necessarily because it's RRCA, is sometimes you can get coaching for free. Listen to your body. Your body's gonna tell you when you're tired, when you don't need to be running, when you need to rest. Sometimes people wanna push through. Even when they're injured or they have like a slight nag in their knee, they're gonna push through and run. That's okay sometimes, but really you need to fine tune listening to your body, because there's those days that you don't wanna run. At the bare minimum, get a decent pair of running shoes. This is gonna help go a long way to help you prevent injuries. Yes, you're gonna see people all the time that say, oh, go barefoot running, use minimal running shoes. Yes, you can do that. If you're brand new to running, I would recommend putting on a pair of running shoes that are gonna be comfortable. All different kinds of running shoes, all different kinds of brands. There's On, there's Brooks, which I wear, the Ghost Brooks. and also many other running shoes, Asics, Adidas, Nike. List goes on and on and on of good running shoes. Don't go out and buy a $20 pair of running shoes at the local store. It's not gonna be good for your feet. Plus, guess what? It's gonna cause blisters. Speaking of blisters, make sure you wear Balega running socks. They are the best. I've ran with them, marathons, half marathons, trail running. They are the best. I use the ultra thin. Stop comparing yourself to other runners. This is a big no-no. Coaches cannot stand this when runners do that. So your Instagram feeds, your Facebook, I love seeing people achieving great things in running. However, make sure it's not getting to your head. What do I mean by that? You're out there running, you're a beginner runner, and you see this guy out there running a 5K in 15 minutes, and that's just like, oh, don't let it demotivate you. Be patient when you run, especially when you're starting out. Running takes anywhere from 4 to 10 weeks to really get a grasp on, especially with your body being able to run, building your muscles, your mental side as well. And one of the tricks along the way is to go back to those affirmations, which I spoke about earlier in the video, is tell yourself that you're a runner. Even if you're not a runner yet, it's okay. Just make sure you're calling yourself a runner. The quicker you identify yourself as being a runner, the quicker you're gonna become a runner, and the quicker that habit is going to form. It's been proven. Track your progress. Have a running log, have a training log book, something like that. I use my Garmin watch. It tracks everything I do. So I actually don't write down anything unless I'm training for a half marathon or marathon. Then I usually have a sheet that I'll log everything down on, or I'll use a program like Final Surge. This is software that I use with my clients as well. Try not to use the words I can't, I won't, and I don't. Those words have negative connotations, and it's setting yourself up for mental barriers that you don't even know you place there. Try to use the words I can do this, or I get to do this. When you smile, your body sends out neuropeptides which help to relieve stress. Neurotransmitters are signaled. Endorphins help with the pain relief. The serotonin acts as an antidepressant. Whenever you're running, try to give yourself a smile. Even if you're faking it, it's okay. This is gonna hopefully help give you a little bit of pain relief and stress relief and push you through hard runs. Running might be hard because actually you need a break. Overtraining is a real thing. If you've been going at it way too hard, way too long, you're starting to get fatigued, unmotivated, tired all the time, lethargic. These are symptoms of being overtrained. Basically, doing too much speed work back to back can cause overtraining. Doing consistent speed work for days on end can definitely cause overtraining and possibly injury. So overtraining might be it as well. So at that point, if you think you're overtraining, maybe ease off your schedule a little bit, talk to a running coach, talk to a running buddy, just take a simple break. A break from 1 week of running, guess what? It's not gonna do anything for your performance. Your performance will start to slightly degrade after 2 weeks of not running. So don't worry about it. Take a vacation. Just go walking during that time. You don't have to run on your vacation. Another option is to hire a running coach. A running coach will help you out. Most running coaches are not volunteer. Most of them do charge a fee. There are some that will volunteer if you belong to a certain running club. RRCA has plenty of volunteer running coaches that actually offer free services through their running clubs. The running coach can really set down your goals, figure out why you're having trouble running. Maybe it's your running form, maybe it's your mental attitude towards running, maybe there's things there that you just don't see. That's what that running coach is there for. Make sure you give me a like and subscribe.